Splits, accusations, declarations, and political standoffs characterized the week after Kenyans went to the polls. However, Kenyans have been lauded for remaining peaceful despite every corner of escalative emotional surges. In addition, IEBC has declared that the country has a president-elect and gazetted the names of William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. However, their win faces turbulence after Ruto's main competitor, Azimio presidential candidate Raila Odinga, rejected the results, claiming that IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati the results alone, and I quote, "The law does not vest in the chairperson the powers of a dictator to rule IEBC unilaterally. Decisions must be taken by the consensus or by a vote of the majority, and he is here to report conclusively on the matter." We have a comprehensive news bulletin lined up for you. My name is Rida Chebet Karim.
Tonight,
in accordance with the law, the constitution and the law, I, Wafula Chebukati, chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei has been duly elected as the president.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC gazettes Dr. William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua as president and deputy president-elect respectively. Also tonight,
I and Azimio La Umoja One Kenya and the nation at large were shocked yesterday to learn that Mr. Chebukati alone decided to pronounce himself on the supposed winner of the 2022 presidential elections.
Azimio La Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga rejects the presidential results announced by IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati, placing Dr. Ruto as the winner. Plus, Kimilili Member of Parliament-elect Didmas Barasa arrested over the murder of his opponent Brian Hayamba's aide, detained for 10 days pending investigations.
Welcome. Azimio La Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga has resolved to challenge Deputy President William Ruto's victory in the August 9th elections at the Supreme Court. Addressing the press at KRCC on Wednesday, Raila stated that the results announced by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission were erroneous and ought to be nullified. Raila stated that Azimio will explore all the legal options at its disposal in seeking an annulment of Deputy President William Ruto's win. Here is Raila Odinga on the presidential matter.
Barely 2 hours before his announcement, Mr. Chebukati called a meeting of the IEBC and revealed to them the different results he was going to announce. 4 of the 7 protested Mr. Chebukati's actions. But Mr. Chebukati, whose mind appeared made up, did not entertain any discussion of the results, precipitating a walkout by a majority of the commissioners who promptly denounced the results at a press conference. We know what happened next. A majority of the commissioners walked out and held a press conference where they denounced the results. Our view in Azimio is clear. The figures announced by Mr. Chebukati are null and void. I repeat, the figures announced by Mr. Chebukati are null and void and must be quashed by a court of law. In our view, there is neither a legally and validly declared winner nor a president-elect. Mr. Chebukati's announcement purporting to announce a winner is a nullity. He acted with gross impunity and in total disregard of the Constitution and our laws. He could have plunged our country into chaos had our supporters not exercised great restraint. Such blatant acts of impunity can be a threat to the security of our country. It is not up to us to decide whether Mr. Chebukati has committed an offense. We leave that determination to the appropriate authorities. But for avoidance of doubt, I want to repeat that we totally and without reservations reject the presidential results announced yesterday by Mr. Chebukati. I want to commend our supporters for remaining calm and keeping the peace, and I urge them to continue to do so. Let no one take the law into their own hands. We are pursuing constitutional and lawful channels and processes to invalidate Mr. Chebukati's illegal and unconstitutional pronouncement. We are certain that justice will prevail. I want to further commend the heroism of the 4 commissioners, the majority of the IEBC, who stood up to the bullying and the illegal conduct of Mr. Chebukati. We are proud of them and ask them not to fear anything. Kenyans are with them. Today, I do not want to fully address our strategies going forward, but suffice it to note that we will be pursuing all constitutional and legal options available to us. We will do so because we regard the many flaws in the elections and the wrongs committed by the IEBC as fatal to the process and the outcome announced by Mr. Chebukati. We urge Kenyans and the friends and partners of Kenya abroad to stand tall and be counted as we seek to advance the ideals of democracy and an open society that we have always stood for. We will pursue justice for our supporters and for all Kenyans so that their choices are respected and honored.
And now, still on the IEBC versus Raila Odinga split, Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate Raila Odinga has refused to concede defeat after IEBC announced Kenya Kwanza's William Samoei as president-elect in the just concluded elections. Addressing the press at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, on Tuesday, Raila claimed that the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission chairperson Wafula Chebukati contravened the law by announcing the results alone. Raila argued that IEBC, at the same time of announcing the winner of the presidential vote, lacked a quorum. He went on to accuse Chebukati of denying other commissioners access to the results before making them public. The Azimio la Umoja went ahead to term the results null and void, calling on the courts to annul such an election. Raila stated that the IEBC has been biased before and their previous conduct on the 2017 election led to the nullification of the presidential election.
Today, I want to address my fellow Kenyans and the international community about the 2022 Kenyan elections and the role of the Independent Election and Boundaries Commission, the IEBC, the body mandated by the Constitution and the law to conduct and manage elections. On August 9th, 2022, millions of Kenyans turned out in large numbers in an attempt to choose their leaders at the national, county, and local levels after long and generally peaceful campaigns. But yesterday, August 15th, our budding democracy suffered a major setback. As a result, Kenya faces a grave legal and political crisis as a result of the actions of Mr. Wafula Chebukati, the chairperson of the IEBC. The Constitution and our laws are clear about how the IEBC should conduct its business. There is no more important role for the IEBC than the conduct, transmission, and tallying of the presidential election. We are painfully aware of the past political biases by the IEBC that plunged this country into its darkest chapter. The terrible memories of the aftermath of the 2007 elections are still fresh in our minds. In 2017, the Supreme Court of Kenya nullified the presidential election again because of the misconduct of the IEBC. What we saw yesterday was a travesty and a blatant disregard of the Constitution and the laws of Kenya by Mr. Chebukati and a minority of IEBC commissioners. The law is clear on the role of the chairperson of the IEBC. The law does not vest in the chairperson the powers of a dictator to rule the IEBC unilaterally. The IEBC is structured as a democratic institution in which decisions must be taken either by
Raila Odinga there speaking during a live presser at KICC over election matters. Now, Agano Party leader Wahiga Mwaure now claims that his party has full evidence that some goons tried to interfere with the tallying exercise at Bomas of Kenya. Here is the story.
Our chief agent and others have evidence of goons who came in the tallying floor on the night of Saturday 13th, disguised as agents, but disguised as observers, but working as agents of ASMIO, and were carrying with them documents. Among the documents were Form 34As, and other papers, which they would get and were getting from the ASMIO chief agent at the corner or the table where the agent was seated. During the process and a tussle that started that night and ensued, among others, a computer disappeared among others. This act we strongly condemn. We also condemn the acts of violence that we showed yesterday, and particularly acts of violence that were meted against the returning officer and the chairman of the IEBC. We are ready and willing to write statements with the DCI, my agents, and for me, the part I saw, and to be part of and oppose any petition to be filed against His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
As we were seated there, we observed people who
disguised as observers who came in because they had official badges as per requirement. But eventually we realized there is a change of character. Whereas we know the work of observer is to observe, but not to manipulate or even to enter into this into the details where IEBC staff and agents were much involved. But eventually we realized they came, began to manipulate. I alarmed to Commissioner Waderi, and eventually nothing was done. I insisted, still nothing was done. On the same course, we realized they were targeting particular computers or laptops in the house, some of which were IEBC materials or agents' materials. I standing on one desk. Actually, I was not verifying together with the team on the desk. Mine was only to see how my agent is carrying on the business because I was overseeing. But eventually, 3 principals of Azimio came on that desk when I was studying. They questioned the computer, which was being held by a man, I don't know the name, and they insisted that that computer should be put off the desk. The young man obeyed.
A Ghana presidential candidate speaking at the Capitol. And moving on, yet still in the just concluded August 9th poll, we look at the man whom many have described as from a barefoot walking child to a power broker. William Samoei Ruto is the first deputy president of the Republic of Kenya since 2013. He is also the president-elect of Kenya. He worked as a teacher before joining politics and earned a lot of respect in that profession. Ruto entered the realm of politics when he started campaigning for the presidential candidate Moi. This campaign was not just a great success, but it also proved his political skills. Ruto's leadership qualities helped him get elected to various positions in the government. He has faced many obstacles during his political career and has been accused of many wrongdoings. Here is the political journey and life of President-elect William Ruto by Sharon Chepchumba.
I took an oath of office to serve this country, and I've done my duty in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of the land.
William Samoei Ruto of the United Democratic Alliance Party has been declared Kenya's president-elect.
In accordance with the law, the Constitution and the law, I, Wafula Chebukati, chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei of ID number 6847208 has been duly elected as the president.
He became the 5th president of Kenya after garnering 7,176,141 votes, representing 50.49% of the votes cast against his closest rival Raila Odinga, who received 6,942,930 votes, representing 48.85%.
Ruto William Samoei, number of valid votes 7 million. Thank you. 7,176,141. This represents 50.49%. And he achieved the minimum number of 39 counties at 25%. Odinga Raila, total valid votes 6,942,930. And this represents 48.85% of the votes garnered, and he achieved a number of counties the candidate attained with at least 25% of the total valid votes cast is 34 counties.
Whether by luck or a political charm offensive that he posed to the electorates under the Hustler Nation motto, the chicken seller will be counted among African leaders who clinched the presidency on the first attempt.
Kwa hivyo, mimi nataka nitangaze ya kwamba kama serikali yetu ya Kenya Kwanza, tumeweka katika manifesto yetu, all our governors, all our members of parliament, there will be appropriate legislation to make sure that all our children can get food in school.
Born in Kamagut village, Uasin Gishu County on December 21st, 1996, the once staunch member of the Christian Union at the Nairobi University rose to become a politician to reckon. William Ruto has in the past termed himself as a child of nobody since he was not born in a wealthy family or from a political class, a rallying call he used to endear himself to the masses.
Wajue Nairobi na Embakasi wamesema hatupangwi.
He is married to Rachel Ruto and he is a father of 7 children. After successfully pursuing a degree in botany and zoology at the University of Nairobi, he would start off his career as a teacher in the North Rift region. But his baby steps in the political arena were likely linked to the Kenya's second president, Daniel Arap Moi. The year 1992 was pivotal for Ruto after he became treasurer of the Youth for KANU YK92, a campaign group that looked for President Daniel Arap Moi's pre-election. 5 years later, in 1997, Ruto tried his hand at the Eldoret North parliamentary seat, beating the incumbent member of parliament Ruben Chesire.
William, you're the hustler number 1.
Attracting the attention of the professor of politics, Ruto was appointed by Moi himself to become KANU's director of elections in 1998. In 2002, Ruto was part of the team that worked on propelling Uhuru Kenyatta on the national political scene to succeed Moi. The KANU camp will, however, serve a bruising defeat to the NA coalition, whose candidate Mwai Kibaki took office as Kenya's third president. Ruto kept rising through the ranks, reaching KANU's top brass when he was elected Secretary General in 2005.
Kweli, mimi ni katibu mkuu wa KANU. Sio namna hiyo? Lakini KANU hii ya mimi na Mheshimiwa Uhuru, KANU yenyewe ambayo ni ya miaka 40, ni KANU ya kina Mheshimiwa Kibaki.
A year later, in 2006, he aimed for the sky when he declared that he would vie for the presidency and cross over to ODM to fight for the ticket. His dreams was shattered when he came third after Musalia Mudavadi and Raila Odinga, who clinched the party ticket. He would, however, contest for the Eldoret North Member of Parliament seat once again and win. Ruto was instrumental in helping Raila's Odinga clinch a majority of elective positions in Rift Valley during the 2007 general election that turned out to be Kenya's most violent.
Hawa ni wa Kenya. Kila mmoja wao aruhusiwe aende afanye kampeni mahali anapotaka. Wale wa no wafanye kampeni ya no, wale wa yes wafanye kampeni ya yes. Ama sivyo wakae kando, sisi tunaendelea na hii.
Ruto was among 6 prominent government and political leaders linked to the violence and indicated by the International Criminal Court in 2013 for crime against humanity. His co-accused include President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Eti Ruto sijui na Uhuru sijui na nani wataenda Hague ili wao wabaki hapa wapigiwe kura, wajipange kwa sababu hata sisi tutakuwa hapa 2012, tutakutana kwenye debe.
The ICC would eventually terminate the charges against him in 2016.
Wewe umehukumiwa kabla hujasikizwa.
Under the Grand Coalition government, he became a Minister for Agriculture and later appointed Minister for Higher Education. However, that same year, he was relieved of his duties as minister over allegations of corruption.
As ODM, we believe we have a duty to this country to create precedents so that in future people can improve on it. Ni jukumu letu kama serikali kupitia kwa National Cereals and Produce Board kuhakikisha ya kwamba wakulima hawapotezi pesa zao.
He was also implicated in the maize scandal while serving as a Minister for Agriculture in 2009. Ruto was accused of illegally selling maize for the country's strategic grain reserves. He, however, survived a vote of no confidence.
I am hereby suspending with immediate effect the following ministers for a period of 3 months. 1. Honorable William Ruto, Minister for Agriculture.
He claimed the charges were politically motivated and decammed from the ODM party to the United Republican Party in 2011.
The positions that we occupied after the last general elections were not given to us by anybody. They were not rewards. These are positions we earned out of our contribution to the Orange Democratic Movement. We have absolutely no apologies to make for the positions we took, and for whatever the consequences that have come, we will take these consequences in its stride with our heads high up, knowing very well that we lived by the principles that we believed in, and we are telling the remnants in ODM, see you at the general elections.
A turning point in his political career came in 2012 when he teamed up with Uhuru Kenyatta to form a coalition with the National Alliance Party.
Kama hawana shida na kura ya MCA, na governor, na senator, na mjumbe, ati wako na shida na kura ya nini? Ya rais. Na kama tuliwashinda hiyo vitu vingine yote 5, tutashinda kuwashinda hii kura ya rais. Kama namna gani? Sisi tunataka kupiga kura wananchi wa Kenya waamue rais wao.
It won them the 2013 general election despite the cloud of the ICC hanging over their heads.
I, William Samoei Ruto,
do swear that I will always, truly and diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya.
Ruto and Uhuru merged their parties to form the Jubilee Alliance, a party that saw re-elected in 2017 against a backdrop of a cloud of controversy that included the nullification of results of the first round in a rerun boycotted by the opposition.
This party welcomes every Kenyan, whatever part of the republic they call home. And yes, our accord as a party will grow to embrace the whole country, and standing as one, we shall build our nation.
and with you we are sure that Kenya is in good, safe hands.
I have 2 requests from my country back home. You might have noticed we have a little political turbulence at the moment, and we're just wondering if you have a spare Prime Minister around. We could... Genuinely, all offers gratefully received. The British Airways flight tonight will take you back. We'd love to have you.
We have a retired one in Kenya, and we can and since the Constitution has abolished the position of Prime Minister in Kenya, so he may not have it anytime soon, so we will send you his CV. Maybe you can consider.
By the way, you've just been given an offer of one. I have a couple more I'd like to donate to you. At least for the next 3 years, give me peace.
Following a political truce in the form of a handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga, Ruto will become more and more isolated in his second term as the deputy president.
Ndio wengine wanasikia wamewachwa nje ya serikali, wengine wakiwa kwa serikali. Lazima tujiulize, is that a good thing or not?
The rift will grow after the Building Bridges initiative picked up pace and the two eventually fell out.
Mr. Speaker, what the judges have said is do it right, and reggae is back on. So all we need to do is go on in August and reggae is back.
And Honorable Speaker, again, the ruling in the Supreme Court also concur well with you, as it is a very good ruling. We thank the judges. BBI, the handshake brothers love you, but Kenyans hated you more. Rest in peace, BBI.
Ruto will lament the political isolation from his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta, saying that his roles were delegated to Raila and other members of the cabinet.
Ambition must be controlled. It cannot be unbridled. It cannot be uncontrollable.
I have no space to retreat, and I don't have the luxury to surrender.
In 2021, Ruto broke ties with the Uhuru-led Jubilee Party and declared his affiliation to the United Democratic Alliance UDA, a party he would eventually convert to be his political vehicle to vie for the president under the Kenya Kwanza coalition umbrella.
I accept your nomination to be the United Democratic Alliance party candidate in this year's presidential election with gratitude to the Almighty God, recognition of the significance of this moment, and an acknowledgement of the work remaining and the road ahead to that day that we all look forward to.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.
And immediately after Chebukati's announcement of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua as president and deputy president-elect, William Ruto's national security status has been changed immediately after he was declared the winner of the August 9th presidential election. To start with, the president-elect will from Tuesday start receiving briefings from the respective national security organs. Both Ruto and Deputy President-elect Rigathi Gachagua's security detail was beefed up immediately after they were pronounced election winners by IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati. Here are some of the powers and privileges enjoyed by the president-elect.
In accordance with the law, the Constitution and the law, I, Wafula Chebukati, Chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei
William Ruto was on Monday declared President-elect of the Republic of Kenya by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairperson Wafula Chebukati.
Has been duly elected as the president.
He broke the curse of deputy presidency because never before has a number two succeeded his president. Ruto's United Democratic Alliance candidate garnered 7,176,141 votes, which is 50.49%, defeating Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga, who won 6,942,930 votes, which consist of 48.85%.
Ruto William Samoei, number of valid votes, 7 million. Thank you. 7,176,141. Odinga Raila, total valid votes 6,942,900.
But before the president-elect is sworn in as the president, here are the powers and privileges Ruto is enjoying as president-elect. Ruto is enjoying presidential treatment for the second time since 2014, when President Kenyatta temporarily handed over power to attend his court case at the ICC. Plans to enhance Ruto's security immediately commenced after IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati announced that he was the president-elect. The plans are supposed to be commenced by the assumption of the Office of President Committee. According to the excerpt from the Assumption of Office of the President Act 2012, upon the declaration of the final results of the presidential election by the Commission under Article 138 of the Constitution and Section 39 of the Election Act, the committee shall ensure that the president-elect and deputy president-elect are accorded adequate security. Ruto is now entitled to over 200 security officers from the Presidential Escort Unit, up from 45. His deputy designate Rigathi Gachagua is now entitled to 45 officers from the security team. Most of the officers come from the prestigious Reke Company and the General Service Unit GSU. According to the Constitution, Ruto will start receiving security briefings from the National Security Council as requested. Any other public officer is also compelled to prove information to the president-elect or face heavy penalties and or a jail term. And I quote, "The president-elect shall, in consultation with the committee, carry out such preparations as may be necessary for the purpose of assuming office. The president-elect may, in carrying out preparations under subsection 1, request in writing for such information from a public officer as the president-elect may consider necessary. A public officer from whom information is requested under section 2 shall provide the information within a reasonable time. A public officer who fails to comply with the provision of this section commits an offence and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 1 million shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 2 years or both. In the event the presidential election results are not contested, the president-elect and his deputy will be sworn in on August 30th. Article 141, subsection 2A of the Constitution, on assumption of the office of president, provides that the president-elect should be sworn in on the first Tuesday following the 14th day after the date of the declaration of the result of the presidential election, if no petition has been filed at the Supreme Court. But if the election results are contested, the swearing-in will happen on the 7th day following the date in which the Supreme Court renders a decision declaring the elections to be valid. According to Article 140, Section 2 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court is supposed to determine the petition within 14 days from the date of filing, and its decision shall be final. Any person dissatisfied with the declaration of the president-elect has 7 days from the day of the declaration to file a petition at the Supreme Court. This means the deadline of filing a petition against the presidential election results announced on Monday is August 22nd. The latest the Supreme Court can render its decision is September 5th, and the latest the swearing-in can happen is September 12th if court dismisses the petition. Article 140 of the Constitution and the Supreme Court Presidential Election Petition Rules 2017 provides a guideline and time frame within which the presidential election petitions filed in the Supreme Court may be heard and determined. Article 140, Section 1 states that any person may file a petition in the Supreme Court to challenge the election of the president-elect within 7 days after the declaration of the results. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet.
And Wafula Chebukati of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) has officially gazetted Deputy President William Ruto as the president-elect. In a gazette notice dated August 16th, IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati reiterated that Ruto was duly elected as per the requirements and stipulations of the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Chebukati stated that Ruto and his deputy-elect Rigathi Gachagua now have the mandate to run the country once they are officially sworn in. Kenya's Deputy President-elect Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua has weathered corruption scandals and links to the country's former authoritarian regime to end up within striking distance of the nation's highest office. Once the personal aide to departing President Uhuru Kenyatta, Gachagua and his new boss William Ruto shrugged off graft allegations to win a closely fought election race. Here is the biography of the Deputy President-elect Rigathi Gachagua by Millicent Luamba. Thank you, Millicent Luamba.
The Deputy President-elect Geoffrey Rigathi Gachagua was born in 1965 in Hiriga Village, Mathira, Nyeri County, being the 8th born child to Nahashon Gachagua Reriani and Martha Kirigo. His parents were Mau Mau freedom fighters, with his father being well known for building and servicing guns for Kenyan fighters. Gachagua enrolled at Kabirini Primary School from 1971 to 1977 before proceeding to Kianyaga High School for his O-levels and A-levels. In 1985, he joined University of Nairobi, where he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree, Political Science and Literature in 1988. Gachagua underwent paramilitary training at Administration Police Institute in 1990. He also studied Advanced Public Administration course at the Kenya School of Government between 1999 and 2000. Afterwards, Gachagua married Dorcas Wanjiku Rigathi, who is a pastor based in Mathira. After graduating from the police facility, Gachagua was posted to the office of the then President Daniel Arap Moi as a district officer cadet between 1991 and 1992. Gachagua then went on to serve as a district officer in Kakamega, Marua and Laikipia districts. Between 1999 and 2000, he joined Kenya School of Government, where he graduated with a diploma in Advanced Public Administration. Between 2001 and 2006, Gachagua then worked as a personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta when he was a local government minister, when he vied for presidency in 2002 and the opposition leader. Gachagua left from 2002 and concentrated on his businesses under the Rido Group of companies. Gachagua was elected as a Kenyan Member of Parliament for Mathira constituency in 2017 on a Jubilee ticket. In the race, he edged out rival Phyllis Wambura Maranga, who later claimed that she had been rigged out of the Jubilee Party primaries. In 2022, Rigathi Gachagua was picked as the running mate of William Ruto under the Kenya Kwanza coalition.
Kwa niaba ya kiongozi wetu William Ruto na timu yetu yote, umekuja kutuletea mzee ya kuzimia.
On 15th August 2022, Gachagua was declared Deputy President-elect by the IEBC Chairperson, Wafula Chebukati.
I invite the President-elect to come forward and receive his certificate. The President-elect had a running mate. Rigathi Gachagua is the Deputy President-elect.
Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Kenya Kwanza leader William Ruto is set to control the Senate after bagging a majority of the seats across the country in the just concluded election. Kenya Kwanza has gotten 24 senators compared to 23 of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya under the stewardship of Raila Odinga. However, the Azimio coalition party boasts of the highest number in the National Assembly. Millicent Makoha with a battle for numbers in the National Assembly and the Senate.
With the Kenya Kwanza Alliance taking the lion's share of the Senate and Azimio claiming the prize in the National Assembly and among governors, it will be an interesting power play for the Kenya Kwanza government. The control of the National Assembly, the Senate and the Council of Governors was key to Deputy President William Ruto or Azimio la Umoja One Kenya flag bearer Raila Odinga.
Sitaki mpige kura kwa mimi na mama tuende juu kule na hapa chini mnaweka adui yetu hapo.
President, Governor, Senator J, na wabunge, na women rep.
Azimio la Umoja Coalition Party so far has 162 members of the National Assembly. This comprises of 142 members of the National Assembly and 20 county women members of the National Assembly, commonly referred to as the women representatives. On the other hand, the Kenya Kwanza Alliance has so far a total of 159 members of the National Assembly. They consist of 135 members of the National Assembly and 24 county women members of the National Assembly. There are 4 constituencies, namely Pokot South, Kachiliba, Rongai and Kitui Rural, whose polls were postponed. In addition, 12 candidates vying on independent tickets were elected. To complete the 349-seat threshold in the National Assembly, political parties are expected to nominate 12 to the National Assembly based on the performance of their respective parties during the polls. In the Senate, the Kenya Kwanza has the majority. 24 candidates from the Kenya Kwanza coalition have been elected to Senate, while Azimio la Umoja has 22 elected senators.
Senator J,
with the remaining one going to National Reconstruction Party. To complete the 67 senators threshold, political parties are expected to nominate 20 of them. In terms of parties, UDA has 23 senator elects, ODM has 13, Jubilee has 4, both Wiper and UDM has 3, while the Democratic Party and the National Reconstruction Alliance each one senator.
iko tofauti ya Raila Odinga na William Ruto.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
Thank you, Millicent Makoha. And moving on, several African leaders have congratulated Kenya's President-elect William Ruto following his win in the Tuesday's election. Dr. Ruto defeated his closest challenger Raila Odinga by garnering 7.1 million votes, representing 50.49% of the total valid votes, while Mr. Odinga garnered 6.9 million votes, representing 48.85% of the total valid votes. Here are some of the leaders who have congratulated Dr. Ruto. Philip Simiu with that report.
I, Wafula Chebukati, Chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, hereby declares that Ruto William Samoei has been duly elected as the President.
Regional leaders from across the continent have sent their congratulatory messages to President-elect William Ruto and Kenyans at large for successful elections following the proclamation of presidential election results.
I invite the President-elect to come forward and receive his certificate.
Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, while conveying his congratulatory message, committed to work closely with Ruto to strengthen bilateral ties between the two nations. As soon as the results were announced at the Bomas of Kenya by the IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati, Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, became the first head of state to congratulate Ruto. The Prime Minister's comments were soon echoed by a similar congratulatory message from Emerson Mnangagwa, President of Republic of Zimbabwe, President of Burundi and Chairman of East African Community EAC. Everest Ndayishimiye joined in not only congratulating the President-elect but also Kenyans as whole. President of Republic of South Africa Cyril Ramaphosa stated the importance of peaceful Kenya for the prosperity of not only the East Africa region but the continent too. Newly elected President of the Federal Republic of Somalia Hassan Sheikh also sent his congratulatory message.
Okay, with a lot happening in the country and more reports coming in, we are here to inform you comprehensively. I'm gonna take a short commercial break now, but I'll be back with more news.
A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rita Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hannah's.
Barcelona is live from Damascus.
We're on the doorstep. For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Engineering jobs can now also be found widely in the computer engineering, software engineering, nanotechnology, mechatronics, and many more.
Engineering tips in association with
Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
It is a season of seriousness, and only the serious presenters come onto your screen.
Maisha Prime News and Maisha Prime Morning Edition. My hustle, my story. Maisha Prime Weekend.
Rita Kering Chibet, Millicent Makoha, Brian Gad. Only on Maisha TV. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative, authoritative, unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Welcome back. My name is Rida Chebet Kering and you're watching Maisha Prime News, definitely on Maisha TV. Let's get it on now. 4 Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC commissioners led by Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera have come out to explain why they disown results that declared Deputy President William Ruto as the president-elect. The 4 rejected the outcome of the August 9th presidential election and promised to give a detailed explanation of what transpired during the tallying of the presidential poll. On Wednesday, Cherera stated that IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati gave them a wrong aggregation of the results. She argued that calculations that Chebukati gave them a total of 100.01% and that of 0.01 translates to 142,000 votes, which will make a significant difference in the final results. Cherera stated that they declined to acknowledge the results because the accuracy. Welcome back. My name is Rida Chebet Kering and you're watching Maisha Prime News, definitely on Maisha TV. Let's get it on now. 4 Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC commissioners led by Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera of the source of the figures. Welcome back. My name is Rida Chebet Kering and you're watching Maisha Prime News, definitely on Maisha TV. Let's get it on now. 4 Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC commissioners led by Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera have come out to explain why they disown results that declared Deputy President William Ruto as the president-elect. The 4 rejected the outcome of the August 9th presidential election and promised to give a detailed explanation of what transpired during the tallying of the presidential poll. On Wednesday, Cherera stated that IEBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati gave them a wrong aggregation of the results. She argued that calculations that Chebukati gave them a total of 100.01% and that of 0.01 translates to 142,000 votes, which will make a significant difference in the final results. Cherera stated that they declined to acknowledge the results because the accuracy of the source of the figures tallied were not comprehensive. She maintained that the results did not indicate the total number of registered voters, voters cast and rejected votes in this regard, and they lacked a critical ingredient, naming a total number of total votes cast.
Which figures in the 34 and 39 counties respectively constituted the independent variable to warrant the conclusion of 25% in 34 counties and 25% in the 39 counties for Raila and Ruto respectively. In the absence of a credible and verifiable explanation, we concluded that the process that went into generation of Form 34C, which he used to declare results of the presidential election, was opaque and incapable of earning our ownership and confidence. That the aggregation of the percentages of the results scored by the 4 presidential candidates who were on the ballot as declared by Mr. Chebukati presented to us a mathematical absurdity that defies logic. The 0.01 translates to approximately 142,000 votes, which will make a significant difference in the final result. We therefore decline to take ownership of the said results. The Commission's chairperson has conducted the election as though he is the National Returning Officer, a non-existent role, and his role in declaring results that were not approved by plenary by all 7 commissioners renders the results unconstitutional. And we are saying that we did not process, and that's why they come out with glaring mistakes, and we don't take ownership of the same. What was announced, we are not taking ownership because it was not brought to our attention to look at them, analyze them, process them as it is required, even in the legislation.
Juliana Cherera there speaking during the press briefing in the capital, Nairobi, with Kenyans doing all the mathematics over the 0.01% claim. Well, we here, like all Kenyans, urge for patience and peace as everything unfolds. And now the National Security Advisory Committee says the country remains peaceful and secure a day after the declaration of the presidential results by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC. The head of public service and NSSC chairperson Joseph Kinyua told journalists on Tuesday that their security assessment indicates the country remains calm. Kinyua lauded the National Police Service and all other security agencies for their role in maintaining law and order during this election period. He stated that the declaration of the presidential election results set in motion other constitutional processes for the transition going forward. He assured Kenyans of the government's commitment to ensuring country's peace and stability during the transition.
In the security situation in the country, on behalf of the National Security Advisory Committee, I'm pleased to confirm that our nation remains peaceful and secure. We laud all Kenyans for a high sense of civic duty and for demonstrating tremendous patience as we waited for the declaration of the presidential election results. We also appreciate the National Police Service and all other security agencies for the tremendous work they did in maintaining law and order during the election period. The declaration of the presidential election results sets in motion other constitutional processes for the transition going forward. Finally, the National Security Advisory Committee wishes to assure all Kenyans and all other persons resident in our nation that the government has and continues to take all necessary measures to ensure that the entirety of the country is safe and secure. I therefore call on all Kenyans and the business community to resume their normal daily activities and get back to the business of building our great nation. I thank you all. God bless you, and God bless our beautiful country, Kenya. Thank you.
More women ran for office and won in the just concluded Kenyan general election compared to the previous ones, a result of efforts by state agencies working together to improve enabling political environment for female candidates. At least 7 counties of the 47 have elected female governors, an improvement from the expiring term where 4 counties were led by female governors. Nerima Wekesa highlights some of the women who won the elective seats in this year's elections.
In 2017, only 3 of 47 governors were women. This time it is 7. This is a small number but significant improvement over 2017 when 3 women were elected as governors. They were Joyce Laboso, now deceased, for Bomet, Anne Waiguru for Kirinyaga, and Charity Ngilu for Kitui. In the just concluded general elections, 7 women have outshined men for their county's top positions. Anne Waiguru has been re-elected as Kirinyaga governor on a UDA ticket.
That you can only accept results when you win, and where you're when you lose, you do not accept. So it's very unfortunate. And then to also decide to intimidate and beat people.
She garnered 113,088 votes after defeating Wangui Purity, who got 105,677 votes. In 2017, Waiguru served as the first cabinet secretary in the Ministry of Devolution and Planning. She also served as the first vice chairperson of the Council of Governors from December 2017 and January 2018. She was impeached by her assembly but saved in the Senate because her influence was needed for BBI, which was killed by the courts. Susan Kihika has been elected as the first women governor of Nakuru County, winning with 440,707 votes, defeating incumbent Lee Kinyanchui, who got 325,623 votes. Kihika was elected on the UDA ticket. In 2013, she contested the Bahati parliamentary seat but lost. Kihika went on to defeat a field of 7 opponents to become the first Nakuru Assembly Speaker. In 2017, the former Speaker, then in the Jubilee Party, made her entry into the 12th Parliament after she garnered 637,700 votes for the Nakuru Senate seat. Gladys Wanga has also made history by becoming Homa Bay's first woman governor.
To the people of Homa Bay, as I have said, it doesn't matter that you voted for us or you didn't vote for us. Let us come together, let us pull together so that we can move Homa Bay to the next level. It is not lost on me the support that I have received from the women fraternity from across the country. This being historic and being the first woman in this part of the country to be elected as governor.
Under the ODM party, Wanga won after gaining 244,559 votes to defeat her main rival, former Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero, who got 154,182 votes. In 2017, she was elected Homa Bay's women representative. She was chairperson of the Finance and Budget Committee in the National Assembly. Cecil Mbarire has been elected as the first female Embu governor, winning with 108,610 votes on a UDA ticket.
The county returning officer hereby declares that Cecil Mbarire
She defeated former Senator Lynn Kivuti of the DEP party, who got 105,246 votes.
Elected as the county governor for Embu County in the elections held on the 9th day of August 2022. Congratulations.
Mbarire was a nominated MP representing special interest in the National Assembly.
Thank you very much, the great people of Embu. Thank you, the leaders who have stood by me from both Manyata, Runyenjes, Mbere North and Mbere South constituencies.
She is also former MP for Runyenjes constituency in Embu. In 2007, she vied on a PNU ticket, and in 2013, she retained that seat on the National Alliance TNA party ticket. From 2002 to 2007, Mbarire was a nominated MP in NAC. Since 2013, she has been the chairperson of the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association, KEWOPA. From 2002 to March 2013, Mbarire was the secretary of KEWOPA. From December 2005 to December 2007, she was an assistant minister in the Ministry of Transport. From April 2008 to March 2013, Mbarire was an assistant minister for tourism in the Grand Coalition government. Kawira Mwangaza, running as an independent, Mwangaza broke the record by winning the governor's race with 209,148 votes. She defeated Meru Senator Mithika Linturi, who got 183,859 votes, and incumbent Kiraitu Murungi, who got 110,814 votes. Wavinya Ndeti becomes the first female Machakos governor after unsuccessfully contesting for the position 2 2 times. She garnered 226,609 votes in the hotly contested battle, defeating former State House Chief of Staff Nzioka Waita, who managed 129,181 votes. She resigns as the Transport Chief Administrative Secretary to vie for the position. In 2007, she was elected MP for Kathiani constituency under Chama cha Uzalendo. By winning the seat, Wavinya became the only woman to have represented the constituency in parliament since independence. She was also appointed by the Grand Coalition government as a co-assistant minister for youth and sports. Fatuma Achani of UDA has won the Kwale governor's seat with 59,674 votes, defeating ODM's Hamadi Boga, who got 53,972 votes in a closely fought race. Achani, a lawyer, had been deputy governor. She becomes the first woman governor in Kwale as well as the first woman governor at the coast.
Pamoja na timu yote ya security, nitambue timu nzima ya IBC, Wakwale wote, timu zote ambazo ziko hapa. Nataka nichukue fursa hii kwanza kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu ambaye ametuwezesha tumefikisha mwisho safari hii ya uchaguzi na mimi kutangazwa mshindi wa jimbo la Kwale.
Pareyo at 66 beat a strong field of 6 men to win the Narok North Member of Parliament seat on a Jubilee ticket in a tightly contested race.
Thank you.
Nerima Wekesa, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
And now to justice matters. Kimilili Member of Parliament-elect Didmas Barasa, arrested over the murder of his opponent Brian Haemba's aide, will spend 10 more days pending investigations. This is after a Bungoma court granted the prosecution more time to complete investigations and allow more witnesses, including National Youth Service and Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) officials to record statements. Barasa is suspected to have shot Haemba's aide on the forehead, killing him on the spot last week on Tuesday, while vote counting was underway at Chebukwabi polling station in Kimilili. The incident occurred when Haemba, who was seeking to unseat the legislator, went to the Chebukwabi police station at around 6 p.m. to witness the counting of the votes. According to Haemba's statement, the MP followed him to the company of four men that he ordered not to allow him to leave the place, adding that his driver Joshua Nasoho defied the order and ignited the vehicle. Haemba said it was at the point that Barasa drew a pistol and shot his aide Brian Olunga. The case will be mentioned on 24th August 2022 for the DPP to confirm the status of investigations before making the decision to All right, let's take one more much needed commercial break. More news after the break. Are you looking for a reputable technical institution to enhance your technical skills? Look no further. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is an approved technical training institute by TVETA, a college committed to providing you with quality programs and services that will enhance and enrich your technical hands-on skills to meet societal needs. It is a top-rated technical and vocational college in provision of training, innovation, and action research in Kenya and beyond. We provide quality technical vocational training and research in collaboration with stakeholders to produce highly skilled and innovative human resource. We offer certificate in general agriculture, diploma in entrepreneurial agriculture, diploma in general agriculture, artisan in storekeeping, certificate in computerized secretarial, certificate in supply chain management, certified in information studies, certified public accountant, diploma in accounting, diploma in supply chain management, certificate in ICT, diploma in ICT, certificate in welding and fabrication, diploma in welding and fabrication, certificate in hairdressing and beauty, diploma in fashion design and clothing, certificate in fashion design and clothing, among many. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is located in Likuyani Sub-County of Kakamega County, next to Likuyani Sub-County headquarters along Kitale Eldoret Road. For more information, contact us on 0721927458 or 0712114908. You can also send your application to PO Box 4530-205 Matunda or write to us on email to kongonitvc@gmail.com. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
Youthman, we have so much potential and energy. Tusiwaste hii potential juu ya siasa.
Ukweli ni tunafaa kujoin development ya constituency yetu no matter who wins.
Usiuze future yako juu ya pesa kidogo. Juu mara mingi pesa kidogo, maisha mbaya.
Tusiruhusu hizi pesa zilete hate na confusion. Hatuwezi win na stories za hate.
Kudumisha amani ni jukumu lako. Ni jukumu letu. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na International Republican Institute ikishirikiana na Siasa Place.
Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you. Wait. No.
The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it.